Hi guys, and welcome to another video here on the Oliato YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to install one of the classic Football Manager games. Now, it's actually called Championship Manager, and players of a certain age, like myself, will remember playing Championship Manager back in the day. I remember playing the very early ones. 97, 98 was probably the first one that I really played a lot of, and it holds a lot of nostalgia for myself. But over the years, I think most of the fan bases kind of agreed on, in majority, that the 0102 edition was probably one of the best at its time. Now, bearing in mind this is a game that was is over 20 years old. There is no 3D match engine. It is based on text. However, there are a lot of iconic classic Championship Football Manager players that are in this database, and it plays really well. It plays very quickly. If you haven't got a PC that can play many games than the modern football managers on games like this, because of there's less data and things like that to process, you can run a lot of leagues and it doesn't really slow your game down. And obviously it's fun to go back and play with classic players. You can have your Lampards and Gerrards at teenagers, and you can play with other players of that era in their prime, really. So today I'm going to show you how to install it. Now, it is actually officially abandoned where it was released by Eidos in 2008, which means it's free to play, so you don't have to pay for it. It's a complete legal download. It's not something you have to worry about having spyware or anything like that included in there. So it's a free game. It is great to play. I went on holiday recently to the States and wanted to play it on a laptop. My laptop's probably not quite good enough to play my current Football Manager saves, but it's able to play Championship Manager. So I had a lot of fun playing that. And it's a different challenge. It's a bit more basic and stripped back, and obviously the mechanics are quite different. So if you've not played it for quite a few years, it's actually quite challenging. You can sign the classic players, and there's lots of threads and um, news articles about players to sign and things like that. I kind of disregard those and just try and play it on the base value. And actually, it's a really tough challenge. I've got a save with Southport, and we're just in our second season at the moment. We're heading for promotion, but it's not particularly easy save. It's really challenging. I'm really enjoying it. It is a bit strange going back to a game without 3D match engine, and you're having to trust really on the text and using the player stats tracker, which is obviously a lot more stripped back. There's no things like XG or anything like that. Back then, it was very simple basics, things like pass completions, headers won, key tackles, things like that. But it's really enjoyable, and if you want to give it a try, then you just got to follow this quick guide, and I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing you need to do is head over to FM Insider, or inside, sorry, .net. If you type in Google, just download Championship Manager. It's probably one of the top two results. But you can obviously see the link here, and you go down to direct download. So we click on here, you download the file, and it will download a zip file. Now, I've already downloaded it for the speed of the video, and it will go into your downloads. So you'll need a way to extract this. So WinZip or WinRAR are the two classic ones that you need. And in here it will contain one file, which is the ISO file, which is one here. So you need to extract that somewhere, and it's a file you need to keep. And basically what you'll need to do is extract that and then open it up. And then this is basically creating a CD, and what it does, it mounts a CD to your computer. Now, obviously, there's no CD involved in here. Basically, what this does in layman's terms, it fools the PC into thinking you've got the CD in the drive. And then basically on here, you need to go to the setup file, and then it'll ask you to set it up. And then basically you'll go through the installation process. Now, we've installed this just for the speed of the video, so we're not going to go through this and sit here for a minute or so it takes to download. But basically, what it'll do is it'll install to your hard drive, and then when it'll ask you to create a shortcut on the desktop, I would suggest yes, or remember where the exe files are. So once you've done that, you can click on the shortcut here, and it'll load the game up. Now, the one thing you need to remember to do is to keep hold of that ISO file, because if you restart your PC or anything like that, you'll need to access that ISO file before you load up the game. Because what will happen is, I'll just load up a game here, just one of my Liverpool saves. Now, as you can see, it loads up and it says you can now remove the CD anytime. So the game thinks you have the CD in the CD drive, basically, because we opened up the ISO file to show this video. Now, if you restart the PC and you try and do this, it'll ask you to insert the CD. Now, what you'll need to do before you load the game up is to double click on that ISO file. So we'll just come out here, and what you'll see is when you do click on it, is at the top here, you'll see that it creates an F drive. So all you need to do is just keep hold of that file, know where it is, don't delete it, and just double click on it, open it up so you get this page. You don't have to go through the setup or anything like that. You don't have to go through the game executable files through this method. You just need to double click on this, mount the CD is what basically you're doing, and then you can go away, go back into it, and then go into the game, and then away you go. So I'll just do a quick demonstration of the game, just kind of what it looks like, just to give you an idea of what's involved if you've not played this game before. So we've just gone Liverpool. I'm a Liverpool supporter, classic team here, and we've got formation here. As you can see, it's kind of similar to the old school, the current Football Manager. You do have player instructions and stuff like that. So if you right click on the player, you got these instructions. Now they're a bit more simplistic, but a lot part of them are, synonymous with the current Football Manager. So we are just going to go into game. This is just demonstrating how the game plays. We've selected 2 subs, and we're away at Tottenham. Now you have commentary speed here. So as you can see, medium is quite slow. So we'll go fast, just so people can kind of read some of the text and things like that that's going on here. Obviously, so we're playing Tottenham. So you've got your match stats. You have your action zones here, so it gives you kind of an idea of what's going on. As you can see, we are having the ball largely in our own third, so we've not stopped very well, and Tottenham have just scored. So you do get a match report. This fills out a half-time and full-time. It gives you like a text breakdown. Basically, it summarises all the things that are going on here. Then you have the stats for each team. So as you can see, these are kind of the data that you can look into if players aren't performing in a certain way. You can see the pass completions, the heading, the tackling, the assists, and so on. You got the classic player ratings. So as you can see, we're not doing very well at the moment. Latest scores, so you can see the scores from the other ground, and obviously a live table. So most people play with a match overview, and we're just going to push on a bit here, but obviously you can see it's largely just off text. We're not doing very well here at the moment, and hopefully we can find a way to get back into the game. But as you can see, we are absolutely getting run ragged here. This is not a good way to demonstrate playing football. Sorry, Championship Manager back in the day. So 4s and oh dear me. Okay, yeah. So because it's a video, we're not going to get too engrossed in this. We are going to. No, you know what? We'll keep it as it is. We haven't really got anyone on the bench to change it. We're just gonna say tough luck. Team instructions, we're going to have to go attacking, mixed, let's counter attack. So hopefully we can sort of demonstrate a bit more of our prowess in this half, but this is just a demonstration of what the game is about. It's got a lot of the core mechanics of the modern Football Manager, so even though it's over 20 years ago, it is not too far behind it really when you consider how much development how many games and development has occurred since this was released. Obviously, if you're alive or watching football when in 2001, a lot of players will pop up that you've completely forgot about, and you know, it's just a bit of nostalgia trip. So yeah, as you can see, not great. We're 20th. How many games have we played? Okay, not great, not great. So as you can see in here, you got these attributes which are very similar to the Modern Football Manager. There isn't too many ones that are excluded. In fact, I'm not sure if there is any. You don't get the coach reports on these, so you don't get kind of an idea about the personality and things like that. But a large part of this is very familiar to players that play the current Football Manager. Few action bits here. So, oh, you do have a coach report. So I think it tells you more about the training, things like that. And yeah, you got your reserve team, you got your board confidence. You can compare two players, so you can directly compare players for your roles and stuff. You got your manager stats, which gives you your reputation. Obviously, you can set that up at the start. You got job information, transfers. So most of this is very familiar and it's set out in a very simplistic way. So anyway, that is the video for today. Do let me know if you get involved in this, how what your first save on the game is going to be. If you used to play this back in the day, what your memories, what your favourite players to sign. Let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you again in the next video. But thanks very much for checking us out, and goodbye.